Happy Tuesday, friends. We're one more day into e-learning. So today's mini lesson, I want to focus on simplifying fractions because we are doing a lot of word problems this week. And one of the things that a lot of people forget to do is to find out if the fraction can be simplified. So we're going to do a quick mini lesson on simplifying fractions. So we know to simplify fractions, another word for it is to find it in lowest terms or simplest terms, which is another word for making it smaller. So in order to make it smaller, we have to find the greatest common factor, which is also the GCF, which is the one factor that both the numerator and the denominator have in common that you can divide by. So let's start off with an example of 24/30ths. Let's say that was my answer to my word problem was 24/30ths. So what I now need to do is I know this can be simplified because both 24 and 30 are even numbers. So that tells me right off the bat it can be simplified. So remember, factors are the two numbers that you multiply together to get this number or this number. So for 24, I'm going to start with 1 and I want to go from there. I want to keep this like a number line so my numbers line up so I can easily see what the greatest one is, or the common one is. Well, the greatest and the common. So what can I multiply by 1 to get 24? Well, that would be 24. Then I just work myself up from there. Can I multiply anything by 2? Yep. I can do 2 and 12. Can I multiply anything by 3? Yep. 3 and 8. And I'm just going to keep asking myself that until my numbers meet or there's nothing else. So the next ones are going to be 4 and 6. So the only number left to go between 4 and 6 is going to be 5 because that's the number that's missing. I cannot multiply anything by 5 to get 24. So these are my factors of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. So I want to do the same thing with my 30. So I want to say 1 times 30. And then ask yourself, is there anything by 2? So we'll have 2 times 15. Anything by 3? Yep, 3 and 10. Okay. Is there anything by 4? Nope. 5? Yes. 5 and 6. And I know I have some space here, but you know there's not a number that comes between 5 and 6. So this will be all your factors of 30. So since we are trying to find the greatest, we want to find the highest one that they have in common. Not just any that they have in common. If you find just any that they have in common, you're going to end up having to do more work and doing this again. So we want to look for the highest number they have in common. Well, they have 1 in common, but we're not worried about 1s. They both have 2s. Okay, that could work, but there's something bigger. They both have 3s. Let's see if there's anything bigger. Nope. Here we go, right here. They both have a 6 in common. That's the highest number because they don't have 8, 12, 24 in common. So what I want to do is take this number and divide the numerator and the denominator by this 6. So I want to say 24 divided by 6 and 30 divided by 6. And I already did the work over here, so I could just see what I had to multiply by 6 to get 24. So that's going to be 4. And 30 divided by 6 is 5. So that, my friends, is simplified. So 24/30ths gets simplified to 4/5. Now sometimes fractions won't, the only factor that fractions will have in common will be 1. For instance, let's say we have 15/17. I still want to be in that habit of writing down my factors of that. So the factors of 15, even though it's an odd number, it is not prime. So don't think that all odd numbers are prime because 15 is odd, but it's not prime. I have more than one set of factors. So I have 1 and 15, and then I have 3 and 5 as my factors. So 15 is not prime. 17 is prime though, but I'm still going to write down my factors of 1 and 17 just so I can see that the only thing that they have in common is 1. And we already know if we divide anything by 1, we're going to get this same exact answer. So therefore, 15/17 is already in simplest form. But I still want to show this part right here to prove it. You know, we always need to prove stuff in math, so to prove it. Okay, so I hope this helped out a little bit. You might want to go back to yesterday's assignment and make sure that you did go back and check that you did simplify all your answers. today we'll be doing multiplying and dividing word problems. So make sure that you simplify. All right.